What's up, guys? We are taking a look today at a PowerCon exclusive, and impatience has gotten the better of me. Obviously, I'm not at home. I'm still in my hotel room, and I just can't sit around these figures and not play with them, so I have to open them now. So I'm going to do the packaging part here in an unfamiliar setting. So we're taking a look today at the Zombie He-Man, Slime Pit He-Man, basically. So we've got him here, of course, in our standard classic style blister package. You can see him there in the window, green gray skull bricks everywhere. I always have a hard time saying that, but I actually got it done this time. And then we've got a nice slime motif all over. So there's slime all over the front insert here, and then there's slime that runs down the backer card on the inside. And then, of course, the back of the package has got some great artwork, cross-sell for the other figures that are coming from PowerCon. And then, of course, we've got a brand new bio for this particular version of He-Man. So, yeah, I'm incredibly excited to take a look at this guy. Slime Pit He-Man, translucent green He-Man. I mean, come on, that's exactly what I need in my life. So let's do it. Let's pull this guy out and take a look. And here he is out of the package, Horde Zombie, Slime Pit He-Man. Something that I think a lot of people have really been looking forward to for a while, just to be able to get something like this. Whether this is the exact way you wanted it or not, I think we've got a really cool figure. I mean, come on, it's a translucent green He-Man. Is there really a lot to complain about there? I've really been looking forward to this guy. I mean, obviously, I say it a lot. I love translucent figures, so this guy was immediately something that I had to have anyway. So let's take a look at Articulation, see what this guy does. You know, if you're familiar with MOTU Classics, you know what to expect here. So you've got a head on a ball peg so he can swivel, and then you've got some up and you've got some down. Not much bobble or anything. Arms go out, they rotate. You've got your bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and then you've got wrist rotation. You've got your ab crunch, so it goes backwards and forwards. Forwards better than backwards. And then you've got your waist twist. Legs go out, forward, backward. You've got a cut up there. You've got a knee joint, single jointed, and you've got your boot swivel, and you've got hinges down at those ankles. So, you know, I mean, he's basically the same thing that you've seen for, what, 10 years now? And he moves around pretty well. One thing to take away from this figure is that this is a Mattel figure. This is not Super 7 produced, and not to knock Super 7 in any way, because it's well known that I'm a huge fan of theirs, but this feels like an old Mattel MOTU Classics figure. There's something about it, just the tactile nature of this figure. It feels really nice, but it also doesn't feel brittle or anything like that in the way that, say, Goddess or Roboto does. He feels very, very solid while at the same time being fully translucent, which usually poses a problem. Otherwise, this guy is really nice. He, of course, has some pretty outdated articulation, but he is in line with everything we would expect to see from Classics. Now, as far as the overall look and feel for this guy, this is where all the fun is had. This is what I'm here for. This particular look, the colors, the plastics they've used, the whole deal. And of course, this guy is basically just He-Man, but he's not exactly just He-Man because he doesn't have a standard He-Man head out of the box. We do have extras, but what he comes with out of the box is an Ular head. So it gives him kind of that more savage nature, maybe kind of reckless and, you know, crazy, controlled by the Horde. So it kind of makes sense, and I like the idea that they went with that as far as how he's displayed in the box. It sets him apart a little bit, but it also, you know, is familiar to us. So, you know, as far as this figure goes, he is, for the most part, just a standard He-Man figure. You've got kind of a dark green harness with the red accents. You've got the light green belt going on, and then you've got your painted boots down here with the same kind of dark green, but with black straps. And then the rest of the figure is just cast in a translucent green plastic, which, frankly, looks fantastic. Again, like I mentioned, he is not really brittle or anything like that. I know that was probably a concern for some folks just because of the track record with MOTU Classics in the past. Like Goddess, for example, has always been a sore spot for a lot of folks. Roboto has been a sore spot for a lot of folks. But this guy seems fine. I've had no issues with anything like that. The plastic seems really sturdy. It's not gummy either. So I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. And he looks great. It's a translucent green figure, so like I said, I was kind of always on board no matter what. This is the kind of goofy stuff that speaks to me as far as a toy collector goes. So I had to get this candy-colored He-Man. But, I mean, when you have him in hand, he looks fantastic. So I'm really, really pleased with how he turns out. You know, pretty much cast any figure in a translucent color, and I'll probably jump on it. So you've got all the same kind of MOTU Classic stuff you know and love. It's just translucent. And of course, with this being a Mattel release, one of the things that's a little different, or maybe more familiar, is that the armor is removable. A lot of the Super 7 stuff is not. So you can pop this harness off if you want to be, go full Ular with him if you wanted to do something like that. And then, of course, you've got the head sculpt here, which is pretty nice. There is, of course, a little bit of kind of like black shading around the face to kind of get that evil nature going on. You've got those dark red eyes with the brow painted, and you've got that gritting mouth full of teeth. And of course, you've got the hair sculpt, which is always nice. Good stuff there. Nice shading, good paint applications. So again, this is one configuration for this figure. I think they made the right choice as far as how to display him in the box, just to give you that really evil, because this is the most ferocious He-Man head sculpt you can get as far as overall classics. So you've got this one where he's really, really angry. He's very much maybe a little more mindless and a more savage look, which fits really well with the idea that this guy has been turned into a slave of the Horde. Now, as far as accessories goes, this guy has a pretty solid spread. Basically everything you would expect to get from a He-Man figure. We, of course, have got a few extra heads, and you can easily swap these. They pop right off, and you pop them right on. I've had no issues, no reason to heat up anything, and no concerns that anything's going to break either. So you've got your classic style He-Man head here. They're both done in the same kind of motif that the Ular head is. So the whole head is translucent, of course, painted hair, and then you've got that kind of dark cloudiness around the eyes with the red eyes and white teeth there. And then you've got your Alcala style head sculpt, which usually is my preferred version. I'm not sure which one I'm going with for this figure just yet, but I'm really happy with all of them. They look fantastic, great paint applications, and of course the sculpts that we all are very familiar with at this point. We've got a translucent green power sword here with some dark green accents for the hilt. You've got a translucent green shield with some interior accents that are painted, so the inside of the shield is painted dark green as well. So of course the whole thing is translucent, and then the details are just painted on. Same goes for our axe. So you've got your other translucent accessory, other weapon with some more green accents. So, exactly the stuff that you would expect to get, just all done up again in this kind of candy green color, which, right out of the gate, it gets my seal of approval. I love this kind of stuff, and it works really well with this figure or with others. So overall, I'm really happy with this figure. It's exactly what I expected it was going to be. It's a He-Man figure that just happens to be translucent green with some green accents for his accessories and his outerwear. So what's there not to like here? This is definitely one that hopefully, if you were interested in this, you got in on the pre-order, because I'm sure he's going to be expensive now and in the future for sure, because this is one of the last Mattel-produced MOTU Classics figures, if it never happens to come back. So I think we've got a really, really solid exclusive on our hands. This is the right kind of stuff to have gotten at PowerCon, and I'm really, really happy to have it. I think it's a great example of what a convention exclusive should be, but it's also a really great figure. It's nice to have a Mattel MOTU Classics figure in my hands again, and it feels great. It looks great. Great accessories. Nothing to complain about on this one. Even the packaging is great. So if you haven't gotten one, I would urge you to get one sooner rather than later. They're only going to get more expensive. So that's going to do it for this look at the PowerCon 2019 exclusive Horde Zombie Slime Pit He-Man. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time.